Hello there, everybody. I am the Slithering One. In today's episode of the Casting Couch, I am joined by my ever so wonderful partner, Mystic. Mystic, how are you doing on today's evening?
I'm doing great, Slithering One. Excited for this matchup. How about you?
Oh, I could not be more excited for it as well. Go into a little bit of detail. What kind of matchup do we have up here?
Well, today we got a great game. We got Wood League versus United East, the number 1 and 4 respectively teams of the Eastern bracket. This is for the semifinal. Already, Wood League has taken the first game, so this could be the end of the series should United East give it up. So they're going to be playing for everything.
Well, that sounds like a lot of excitement. Let's see if we can show that excitement. Let's get this game started. Alrighty, spawning in on the blue side, we have Running Idiot on Jaina, Danalore on Ana, Cavalor on Dahaka, Manaderp playing ETC, and Facklewinky playing that Tychus.
Great names.
Oh, wonderful names. Over on the red side of the court, we have Demon Zerg on Diablo. We have Pyrol on that Falstead. We have Unicorn on the white main, Korix on the Blaze, and Fancy Ursa is playing that Gul'dan.
I gotta say, Slithering One, this looks like a lot of damage for Ana to have to heal through. I don't know how they're gonna fare in long, sustained fights over the shrines.
You have a very good point there. Ana is very good at keeping a burst one hero up, and is pretty good with that second healer because of that biotic grenade. But Gul'dan's AoE damage is going to be hard for Ana to just purely keep a person alive through. I could not agree with you more.
Here we go with the sprays already.
The sprays are coming out, a little bit of poke back and forth, and as soon as these minions get up, I'm assuming some damage is going to be thrown. We see a little bit of trades going back and forth, and we already see that Wood League is already split into the 1-3-1, where we still see the 4-man coming out of United. The 4-man is now rotating to the bottom wave to pick up most of the soak. Nothing too lost there.
Demons are looking really alone over there.
Oh, and in that fight, is he going to go down? Yes, he is. Oh. But a trade on the Jaina will make it an exchange. That was a good anchoring by Demon Zerg, but instead of anchoring, he kind of threw himself away, it would seem.
Unfortunately, Wood League is definitely looking for those kind of picks, so if Demon Zerg is out anchoring too far away from his team, he will get picked and leave them with no tank.
That is a good point. Unless White Mane is nearby, that Jaina is going to tear through that Diablo until later in the game when he gets a little bit more souls and becomes a little bit more tankier than he is right now.
It's interesting to know he went Feast on Fear, so he's going to have a lot of sustain fighting over the shrines themselves, but could mean mana problems later on.
You are 100% right. This map has got a lot of walls, so during the objective he'll be sustaining, but in these laning phase, not so much. We see that United moves in for a camp steal. That is good identification from them, noticing that people were off the map and they wanted a kill. Speaking of a kill, here comes Jaina coming up for a little more, and this time she is not trading for that Diablo, just donating a life to the cause.
Fantastic rotation there by United East on finding that Jaina.
Alright, we see United easily take over control of bottom with that Jaina pick, and then we see Blaze holding down top, having full health and mana over that Dahaka's half mana pool.
Are they gonna get the dragon already? And they get it!
Oh, what an easy dragon pick immediately within the first minute. And this is something everyone out there should learn. You get a pick, you need to get something for it. And look what United did. They killed the Jaina, and with a 5v4 advantage on the whole map, they just walk up and grab a dragon like it was nothing.
The dragon is taking damage from both cannons though, so it's gonna go down fairly quickly.
Both cannons and a Tychus minigun.
Although that siege camp pushing is really going to help them if they choose to stay. They probably should get 2 cannons and the gate down here. And there it is.
Excellent. That goes down. The dragon was low on health, so they're doing a good job of just weaving in breaths here and there just to get some damage and use out of the dragon before it finally expired and was eliminated. Seems United is still keeping their idea of they have giants, might as well protect them. As long as they don't push in, and without the Jaina, it's actually not the best range in order to prevent push-ups here.
And if they can manage to get that well, which is just barely there, it goes down. If they can manage to get that well, that's going to make the next shrine phase so much easier for them.
Agreed. With a well down, Exchanges on the bottom shrine become that much easier to handle. If my eyes don't deceive me, I think I just saw a supply grenade come out of Ana. Talent I am not too familiar with. An airstrike. I'm so unfamiliar I don't even know the name of the talent.
Yeah, you don't really see that much of it played. I mean, Ana isn't the most played healer either way, but very niche pick.
Indeed. Let's see if it gets any value of stalling out that objective point by being across map, just throwing it out as a stall.
Demon Zerg with a wonderful pick on the Jaina, and she goes down. I gotta say so, everyone. They're really sticking to their game plan here, and I'm loving it.
Very much so. It seems that Wood League's idea of looking for those picks, other than that early Diablo pick that they got, they haven't really had the opportunity to step up and look for things, and look exactly what United East is doing. They get that pick on the Jaina again, and they immediately move for that neutral camp. Neutral being halfway in between the two maps, so it's anybody's game, because they have the advantage and capability to do so.
And I think what's really allowing them to be this aggressive is the fact that Blaze is doing so well up top. Korix is doing a great job fighting this Dahaka, which isn't an easy fight, but he is definitely dominating that lane, or has been so far.
Very much so. He has had no trouble up there. Now he only has trouble because the camp that Wood League obtained is now putting pressure onto the Blaze, and they sent a Tychus up just to secure the top wave push. Good move on them. They know bottom's under too much pressure to defend, so they counter pressure by putting something up top. It is perfectly okay to lose a building, as long as you get something in return.
Unfortunately, it seems like they're not going to be able to trade forts, and Blaze is doing a great job by himself up there, even against the two. Hopefully, they can protect this fort.
And yes, it looks like the fort survives and the pressure backs off, and we even see Falstead fly up to the top to help secure any point control up at the top point. I don't think Dahaka's going to be able to win this 1v2 into a Blaze and a Falstead. Will he live? Will he burrow? What will he do next? All the meanwhile,
and the Tychus down bot!
There is a fight in the bottom occurring.
Down!
You see the pressure on Uni. Alright, she's able to back off, and the spacing has been created. Everyone starts to retreat. Jaina throws in a few little pokes just to be a little nasty here. Pyro comes down. Now we have a 4v3 happening. Do they re-engage and try to take the dragon? They should be able to if they get one more pick, or even with these three, as long as they can just keep pressure out. Flip on the ETC. ETC goes away, and this should be a dragon pick for United again, moving right into the level 10s, and that is a free Ana being donated to the cause. Will she survive? No, she will
Doesn't
not.
Look like she will not. And down she goes. They're doing a great job of just finding these picks and keeping this team staggered. Wood League is struggling to fight this team.
Very, very true. We see a bonk on the Dahaka as the dragon decides to go bottom. They are forgetting the idea of forts. They see they have 10s. They see they're up a kill. They want to keep, and they want it now.
Honestly, I think that's the move. If they have such an advantage right now to push, getting a fort would just be a waste at this point.
Right. The only problem with having your healer inside the dragon is if the dragon is not the only one taking damage, as we see the Gul'dan is taking a little bit of health damage, you cannot heal him back up. They back out of the keep because the dragon is low enough. They do not think they'll be able to secure it. They'd rather get some damage on a front wall.
Only 10 more seconds on the dragon, though. Looks like they're not going to be able to get much done. One more W coming out. There it goes.
Good hold by Wood League. They were down 10s, down a person, and they were able to maintain not losing that keep.
ETC holding his heroic, and it's a stage dive. That's going to be an interesting global ability.
Yes, now getting a global out, they might have an easier time controlling the points, especially against that Blaze. Speaking of the Blaze and controlling him, I see a 5-man gank about to occur on top of him. He goes inside the bunker, but I don't think that's going to help with how much space they have over the top of him.
Oh, great body blocks by Wood League. Fantastic.
Alright, it's time for the after-the-fact defense as United finally starts rotating up after the Blaze has been dead for a couple of seconds. Buying space by grabbing that siege camp, knowing that Blaze was gone, they now rotate to try to soak up the wave where most of the heroes still are. Are they looking for a counter gank?
It'd be a great time to Dahaka just burrow down bot, but it looks like the engage just... Oh, and there goes the Horrify.
That horrified catching Jaina, but not it. No one was able to react to it fast enough nor to capitalize off of it. Tychus in a bush, chunking away at that Diablo. There is a Ring of Frost. That's a lot of damage going out on both teams. Somehow Diablo survives.
And the Jaina goes down with a wonderful gust. That was amazing, I have to say, by Pyro and Demon Zerg.
That was a very impressive. That looked like an easy wipe on top of Red Team. But instead, they were able to turn it around, stay alive, get the counter kill, and now press this major advantage that they have obtained. And they're aggressively taking the camp again.
God, I wonder what was going through Wood League's mind when that sudden engage was just turned on its head for them.
Well, that is definitely something they would have to look at this replay again and ask themselves, what went wrong, where was our focus, and why did no one die?
I have to say, since I'm biased, it has to do a lot with that Diablo just not able to go down. Tychus was going at him, Jaina was going at him, but he is just so powerful, especially with that Charge M Malevolence talent that he picked at 4 and 7.
I completely agree with that. On top of that, the white main heals were good, and it looks like Gul'dan's AoE, as we called in the beginning, was too much for Ana to keep everyone alive. Oh, here comes a big APOC fight. We're on top of the Ana. Gust the team right back in. Is that a dead Jaina? Yes, it is, but Ana still lives for a few more seconds.
That's a missed Horrify. Oh, that's
Horrify being missed. The Ana finally goes down with a smack into a wall. But we don't want to see ETC go away. Blaze dives on top of him. All the damage is going out. Is that his health? That is indeed his health pool, and he goes down. That is a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of United.
I have to say, they're doing such a great job of keeping their cool and making sure to when they do chase, to be smart about it. They are making sure to lock down those kills.
Indeed, their CC is coming out at the right spot, and the damage is following up. At least in these last couple of moments, that seems to be the case. We see United ignore a middle fort, thinking the minions will handle it just enough so that they could rotate down and capture the point that Jaina got. It looks like they're valuing getting the objective here as opposed to getting a free mid-fort.
One thing they do have to be careful of is the scaling of Wood League. Once Jaina gets her Ice Block, finishes her Fingers of Frost quest, as soon as ETC finishes Prog Rock, which he's 14 stacks there, it's going to be a lot harder to kill these heroes.
That is very true. The fort still stands, so their decision to go for the objective, which they still did not get, seems to have been a major mistake, as now they just don't have an objective.
Ooh,
but instead, it looks like a fight's coming out. We see that, oh my gosh, everything's happening. The APOC missed, but what didn't miss was that Ring of Frost into that stage dive, getting a lot of damage, deleting that false dead, and it looks like Blue Team is finally getting to step up and lay some damage out on their own.
That on a grenade did a lot of damage there without letting him heal. That is a dangerous ability.
Yet again, at the end of that, it would seem that Diablo somehow yet again makes his way out without losing his life. That's just respect of how healthy a Diablo really is, how hard it is to take him down.
You really do have to respect the Diablo, I gotta say.
Alright, it looks like Red Team moved towards the top to handle the Dahaka that's on point, but he was able to give his life to make sure that that point was captured. Blue Team gets their first objective of the game.
Luckily, there's still a lot of pressure down bot, and someone will have to go. It will be the ETC, whose ults will be up in 20 seconds.
It looks like more of his teammates are coming to assist with him because they don't trust him in his wave clear. That's perfectly fine, but he was holding them just where they needed to be. I think the Dragon needed to push in with the team without the team's tank, because the Dragon is quite bulky by itself. I think this is wasting quite a few seconds on this Dragon, and they need every second they can get.
And the Dragon is taking a lot of damage from that Gul'dan, who is honestly one of the best defensive heroes in the game.
Indeed. Okay, they're finally grouping. Let's see if they can get anything worth their while. Dahaka is trying to soak and catch up to that level 16 tier that's about to be gotten by Red.
Wonderful Horrify. Fantastic by Gul'dan.
Oh yeah, that dragon goes down. They barely get the wall. And now that there's only 4 members left, that's zoning into a Horrify on top of a Blaze Stun. That Tychus is going down, no remorse. Who is going to come up next? It looks like it is indeed no one.
Oh.
No one. Jaina escapes. No, she does not. Apparently,
now
Blaze just needed to prove to the fact that what beats ice? Fire. Fire beats ice.
And now the death timers are really starting to stack up. If they can manage to keep them staggered like this, it's going to spell trouble for Wood League.
Agreed. They got 16, but it's no longer a 16 advantage. But what do you do when you have a 2-man advantage? You take their siege camp and you just shove that keep that you haven't gotten yet. Blaze dives in. He drops the bunker to absorb a couple of shots so that they can just willy-nilly wail away on this keep. It is going to go down. No contest. The question is it going to be at a cost? And it looks like a cost indeed. The cost is they didn't get it. How do you not focus that down?
And even more important, I don't know how they were able to save themselves so well, taking shots from the keep and from the entire team of Wood League.
For no keep and no kills on either side to go down there, we gotta give a lot of credit to the healers keeping all of their teams alive through all of that chaos. But we also need to critique on United's side of not being able to get that keep. Up that many people with a siege camp right behind you, you should get enough pressure in order to whale that down without any competition.
It's true. It seemed to me like they were playing a bit too passively in order to not get picked, but in those moments you really do have to go in and just lay it all down on the table.
Indeed. I wonder if they're going to try to use this bruiser camp as a means of flanking, and yes they do. ETC is trying to step up into the team. Tychus steps up with the minigun out and tries to lower Diablo's health as fast as possible, getting the well before retreating back to the objective.
It's important to note here that now all quests except for Dahaka's are finished on Wood League's side. Prog Rock is going to add a lot of AoE healing that Ana cannot supply, so these team fights are going to get a lot more interesting now.
That's very true. Let's see if the extra survivability helps them out. Are they going to get the objective here? No, they cannot control bottom long enough. But instead, they're doing a wonderful job of setting up this wall that would have been a good wall until ETC decided to jump to the top to secure a kill on Spiral's Falstead. And in exchange, Tychus decides to donate 1 life of his own to the enemy team by taking an aggressive route up and getting caught for it.
Now the question is, what do you do here with 1 down? Do you stay aggressive? You're still up in level, just less and less. Do you start taking camps, or do you focus on staying aggressive like United East has done all game long?
Well, if the game plan of aggression has been doing well for them, they should stick to it. It feels like a comfort zone for them. The only disadvantage to that is the survivability of Wood League has gone up quite a bit, as you would notice with ETC's quest being completed, and with Jaina's damage being done, they don't have to survive as long now. I think the best thing to do here is either wait for someone to respawn, get an aggressive pick if you can, which it looks like what they're trying to do is get that aggressive pick on the ETC. He'll lose a lot of health, but it'll get healed right back up. I think the rotation game for United is the one thing they cannot play. With ETC's stage dive and Dahaka's global presence, they will be out-rotated if Wood League plays this correctly.
That is true. This is becoming a lot more dangerous for Wood League, and the Diablo is taking more and more damage as these people complete their quest.
Oh, and then the stage dive going into the backline. That lost the tank just long enough. Dahaka digging into the bottom, landing his isolation on everyone. Everybody is getting that. Dahaka is body blocked by that bunker as ETC goes in. The Blaze is low, but the Jaina is lower. It looks like Dahaka is also falling on HP. He burrows just to stay alive. The invisibility will save him. He tongues a Falstead in. Can they get the kill? No. He runs away.
But
Jaina steps into the Horrify, whatever Gul'dan's ability is that isn't Fell Flame.
Oh, and here comes a Gust as well.
And the Gust secures a kill. Ana will sure follow after this, along with the keep that should have been dead 2 times already.
Do you think that they can end with this?
Oh, I hope so. They got 5 down, 20's advantage. If they don't step up for the end, Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. That's kind of how this game has been going.
And there it goes. There it goes. They're finally pressing their advantage. It looks like they learned from the last time that they pressed the keep and couldn't even get it.
The
core is
GGs
going
are
down
coming out.
steadily.
The core's health, is slowly falling until Gul'dan throws his damage out there. 3, 2, 1, GG all.
Fantastic. And in all of that, it's worth noting United East played so well that they only lost 1 fort in all of that. Wood League keeping the aggression up as much as they could, but I have to say the lack of AoE heals really did hurt them until the late game, and by then it was just too late, SlytheringOne.
Very much so. The amount of healing that they wanted to get out of the Ana and the ETC, if we could have seen the draft a little bit, we could have seen how it played around with that Gul'dan. That Gul'dan was the biggest problem for Wood League. They just could not heal up all the damage that he was dishing out.
And I have to say, big props to Demon Zerg on that Diablo. Their picks were really, and keeping them staggered, were really the key to winning the game.
Very much so, and the reason we didn't see the Lightning Breath out is because he picked the APOC expecting the Mosh Pit to come out of the ETC, but since they got their ults first, he had to pick the APOC, and then ETC adapted with that stage dive. The APOC picks did turn out quite well, though.
As well as the Gust, which I assume was also picked for the potential Mosh Pit.
Yes, and the Gust plays that came out, there were definitely a couple of them, and it did help. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. If you would like your game casted, please send your replays as little comments in the comment down below with your replays with links to them. And then if we enjoy it enough, we will put a cast on it, and maybe you will be on the casting couch. Have a good one, everyone, and enjoy your night.